Almost Famous Radio podcast with your host, Jeffy McJefferson. Let's go.
And welcome to the Almost Famous Radio podcast. Jeffy McJefferson here. Today we have Carolyn.
Hello.
Chris is back.
Hey.
And part 2 with Mike.
Part 2. Hey.
Part 2. How's it going, man?
Good. Glad to be back. Thank you.
Glad to be back. Let's go around the table. What you got there, Carolyn?
Blueberry booch.
And?
Some ginger deliciousness.
Carista, what you got?
Let's see. Jeffrey Morgenthaler from Ninkasi.
Yep.
Ginger Mule. Ooh la la.
There you go.
Thank you, Miss Rayette, for sharing.
Mike. Same?
I'm mixing it up again. I'm Liquid Death Killer Cola all over again.
Killer Cola. You know what? I still have some volatile substance left, so I'm going to keep doing that.
I haven't had the cola one yet. We've had a couple of like the lime and
It's good.
Mhm.
Have you tried the Fruity Pebbles one?
No, but I don't like sweet.
I haven't tried it. I want somebody else to try it. Let me know how it is.
Okay. I thought you were going to try to sell me on it, but that's not working.
I'm hoping. I have not talked to anybody yet who's bought it. But
He's been trying to make sure somebody else tried it before he tried it. So
I was trying to talk Jeff into it earlier. He looked at me like,
No, I love Fruity Pebbles, but
With milk.
I might even pour Liquid Death in a bowl of Fruity Pebbles.
What if you poured the Fruity Pebble Liquid Death into a bowl of Fruity Pebbles?
That's what I'm saying.
That might change your world.
Double it up.
Might start seeing ghosts.
But I have to eat it real quick. Yeah, I might start seeing ghosts. So it's part 2. Yeah, that was a good first show.
We had a good time.
And we didn't even scratch the surface of what we really wanted to get into because we haven't gotten into the investigations much.
Oh, yeah.
And
I'm ready.
So, Carolyn, you have any questions real quick for Mike? Or...
Give me a brief recap of what I missed.
Go ahead, Mike, because you're the man.
Just so then I don't repeat questions or whatever, but catch me up to speed in like 20 seconds.
I started talking about equipment, a little bit about
Okay, no, sorry, don't.
20 seconds.
Talk fast.
Yeah, because we got a commercial break in 20 seconds.
We got to pay the bills here.
Hard break. Okay. Yeah.
So, like I was telling these guys, paranormal investigating. I am a novice amateur at this, I guess I would say. It costs me more money to do the investigations than I'll ever make on doing investigations. No one pays us to come in and prove there's ghosts there. But I have fun buying the equipment. And we talked a lot about equipment.
A little.
And a little bit about equipment. There's more stuff I can mention. More stuff I'll talk about.
Yeah, because we need to get more into that equipment stuff.
Yeah. And again, having an open mind. If you're wanting to investigate, have an open mind. Not everything's haunted, and some things are, some things aren't. But you have to be able to prove
Some things and some people we learn too.
Yeah.
All right.
My opinions of most everything, more than anything, it's my opinion of how I go about things.
Isn't that how the world turns?
Absolutely, it's all about me.
I just mean opinions.
It revolves around Mike, man. Obviously.
And we talked, I had to pull out my scientist hat a little bit too and talk about, what does it mean to prove that there's activity?
Yeah, and that's what we'll talk about today.
Yeah.
Measurable.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that too. Yeah, data, all that stuff. Yeah.
So you mostly focus on Jacksonville, like we were talking.
That's my main thing. I mean, growing up, I read a lot of Louis L'Amour books, and I got into Zane Grey a little later on. Love Western, the idea of Westerns, watching Western movies. Having Jacksonville in my backyard is that's my go-to for everything. And I'm involved in Jacksonville with a lot of stuff, doing tours, and we do stuff at the Beekman house as well. The old banker out there, his home still sits there today. I've done a lot of tours out there, and we can talk about that a little bit later too with evidence.
Sure.
That was one other question. So you grew up around here?
Not really. I was born here, moved away when I was about 5, right before kindergarten. So I moved up to Vancouver, Washington, Portland area, and grew up there for 20-some years, or 21 years. I've been back here longer than I lived up there. So I've been back longer than I lived away. So I've been back 27 years in last September. So came back, got married, stuck around.
Happens to the best of us.
Oh, I love it. And we have a good time. I'm still married to the same woman. I mean, we're still hanging out.
Yeah, they're doing all right.
We're doing okay.
Yeah. His wife's awesome, by the way.
Kids grew up and we found each other again. We're like, whoa, you are pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's an interesting story for another day.
Well, sure.
Get her in here. Get Jennifer.
Yeah. So we we briefly touched on equipment
Yeah.
last show.
So
What? Well, let's recap real quick. We did the
K2 meter. So
K2
when I
meter,
get someone that wants to jump in and what should I buy? What equipment should I get into? I mean, you can spend a lot of money on equipment. It's silly. I tell people the easiest way to get into it, get a K2 meter. They're about $10-$12 on Amazon. Go to eBay or Walmart or wherever you want. Find a digital recorder. Those are your main two. And flashlights. Got to have flashlights. Got to be able to see what you're stumbling over in the night, in the dark. But yeah, there's all kinds of stuff. I mean, there's websites that dedicate themselves to selling paranormal equipment, and they want a lot of money for the stuff that they have. I've learned how to make some stuff on my own. So I've got a few things I've made through other people's ideas and their instructions on YouTube. YouTube's great. Teaches you all kinds of stuff.
I imagine it's kind of like any niche interest where people want to make an exorbitant amount of money for something that doesn't need to cost that much.
It's nuts. It's nuts. I mean, there's a website. I bought a couple things from them, but the same digital audio recorder you can find on eBay that's made in China that doesn't really has some weird name on it. It's not a brand name. It's not Olympus. It's not something you'd recognize as a brand name. They'll sell the same thing on eBay for $10, $15. You can buy it from a website that's dedicated to this stuff for $35, $40, $50 for the same exact thing. So you got to, in my eyes, I like to shop around when I'm picking something up, and some stuff you can't find anywhere else. It's specifically made by these people for this purpose.
Mm.
Is there like a standard in the community of paranormal investigators around equipment?
Like a starter kit.
If he's not using, the
It's not legit.
37,
Yeah. We're not going to take it seriously.
If he's making homemade equipment,
absolutely.
then that disqualifies your findings.
I've been told that I didn't spend $150 for this device called a REM pod. I spent $15 and made them. I mean, I literally bought parts from Amazon. I bought all it is it's a proximity alarm. It's you get near this antenna. And anything that gets near it, whether it's your hand or your own self or your cat or a spirit, and their magnetic field around them, it'll trip this thing, and it'll have an audible alarm. And mine has a little light bulb, LED light that lights up. But you can buy them for $150 online all day long for different brands. They're all about over $100, and I literally learned how to make them for $15 in parts in 10 minutes sitting there in my office just goofing around.
I kind of wish that you had a couple of those tools here that we could mess around with.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
They're
Episode 3.
I put a battery in this
series.
Episode 3, yeah.
They'll get your attention. Those things scream at you. They're horrible. But like the K2 meter doesn't make any noise. It just has lights, and then you did your audio recorders. But then I've got one of my really fun tools. I've used it a couple times now and actually got some experience with it, or some evidence with it. Is a paranormal. What do they call it? It's a set of LEDs on a rope, basically. I can't remember what they call that thing. They had it on one of the shows with Amy Bruni, had it on one of her shows, and I found the company. One company makes it and sells it. And I have one that's about 12 feet long. It's got 10 little LEDs that are like a K2 meter. It's an EMF thing, so it has 4 or 5 different shades for these lights as something comes near it. And I've actually had experience with that one. We were sitting in a small little room in a restaurant we were investigating a year ago. And at the same moment, I had a device in another room where someone was standing. That device triggered at the same exact time at this rope device between me and another guy. 2 of the LEDs right dead between us lit up at the same exact time.
Wow.
And we were feeling a difference in the air. It was all these things were happening all at once. It was really cool. Something was going on. So to talk about evidence, I went out, roll into that. So we left a little tiny, it was a little alcove. It was a attic apartment in this old restaurant out in a little town outside of here. And we got out of the little tiny room we were in. It was a little cubby hole out in the side of the apartment. It's kind of weird how this place is set up. And we got into the main room, and a lot of the TV shows, the Ghost Hunters likes to do it. They'll take a little mini mag light or something with a turnable head. The head turns them on and off. Well, I've got 2 of those I picked up. I've got a green one and a black one. They just happen to be different colors. And I was asking the spirit up there. We knew who she was, and I was talking to her by name. I knew what her name was. One of the original owners of this place, when it was a restaurant. And I was saying, if you can turn on that light to let me know you're here. I had them set up for a yes and no. Left one yes, right one no. Well, she picked the green one, whichever side that was on. She continued to turn that one on and off for me. She would turn it on. So you're here. Naoma. Her name was Naoma. You're here, Naoma. That's great. You're talking to us. Go ahead and turn that light off for me. And you could see it slowly. You couldn't see it turn. It was just barely, you barely turned it off, basically, to get it turned on. It would slowly kind of fade out and turn off. Did that 3 or 4 times in a row. Finally, got down to, do you want us to leave? That thing lit up quick. It was on. So, okay, great. So I'm going to follow my word, and I'm going to leave now. And it turned off.
So
After asking several questions like that, it was happening right in front of us. It was great.
Were the lights like on a desk? Or?
They were on the back of a couch, a soft, cushiony part of a back of a couch.
Nobody was touching.
No one was. I was 3 or 4 feet away. There's 2 other people. There's another couple that was up there with me. And again, we were all within a semicircle around it, maybe 3 or 4 feet away. So no one was touching it. No one was on the couch. No one was sitting on that couch. And they were just I figured that was a good place because it was a restaurant. So the bar itself was going. You could still hear their music from their whatever they're doing in the bar there. So you could hear that come up through the attic, but it wasn't enough. I figured the soft, cushiony couch is a good buffer. And like I said, it only was coming on with questions, and it would turn off as I asked her to turn it off. Just to, again, to me, proving that she was there.
Yeah. I used to have a lot of curiosity about psychics.
Yeah.
Like you had a curiosity about
You're a
exploring ghosts.
sidekick. You're one of our sidekicks.
You're a sidekick.
I am a sidekick. Yeah. But she always told me, she was like, if a spirit wants to communicate, then the easiest way is to mess around with electricity.
Mm-hmm. They like we talked about in the first episode, ghost per the way the scientific idea is their energy. Energy doesn't leave. Your energy as a person, your energy as a ghost, you're still energy, but they may need to feed off of other energy. So yeah, around electricity is they're feeding off of that, gives them something to materialize themselves. They may always be there, but you're not able to hear them or feel them or see a spirit show up in front of you because there's nothing there for them to feed off. They don't have the energy in themselves to do it.
My story involves electricity.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And you worked in the same place I was just talking about.
I know. It wasn't even to do with
before,
that, though.
Years before, yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Let's hear the story, Carolyn.
No. Okay. So I was a freshman at Oregon State. So I was in Corvallis, and one of a guy friend that, when you're like 8th grade freshman year, you're dating, which means you like hold hands and went to like a dance together or something. Super nice guy. We stayed friends. Well, he died in a pretty unfortunate accident here. And so a few of us had come down from Corvallis for his service.
Mm-hmm.
And I was driving back to Corvallis, and I was driving a Hyundai Sonata I had in high school. It was awesome. But the radio faceplate never lit up since I owned it. And I was driving back from Eagle Point to Corvallis through like Sexton Summit, pouring rain. And the radio started playing a Rascal Flatts song. Oh, I'm like, on it right now. It was our high school graduation song. Like it was our class's graduation song. And the faceplate lit up. Pouring rain, playing that song. And that's cool. That's the literally one time in the 8 years I had that car that the radio lit up.
If that happened to me, and a fucking Rascal Flatts song came on, then I would have been pissed off as hell. I'm like, this is my only paranormal experience, and you have the worst name in music, number one, and it's fucking the second, it's country. So I'm like, dude.
But I don't think it matters when it's the graduation song that you shared with the significant other that died.
Something to you.
You would have had a different song.
It matters to me.
Would have been a different song.
Well, it would have been a different song for you. I don't like that song. I'm not saying it's on my like top 10 playlist.
God, isn't Rascal Flatts? Isn't that the stupidest name ever? But I hate to tangent off. But
what do you have played in?
I don't.
I think it was My Wish.
I
think you're missing. I think you're missing the point, sir.
I know I am.
So
that was the common link.
It was too real. He had to go to.
That's what I do. I always have to. That's my only devil's advocate. I can't question Mike.
Because that song, I mean, that shit is deep,
right?
If it was that
when
song?
You're like an 18-year-old driving your car from an ex-boyfriend's funeral service back to like your freshman year of college. Yeah.
You.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so sorry that I fucked everything up with that Rascal Flatts bullshit. But anyway, what do you think about that, Mike?
Yeah. I mean, he was in my opinion, I think your buddy was reaching out to you saying, "Hey, I'm here," and then to light that up, that's cool. So
and it was kind of like the trifecta where I literally like almost like stopped, like pulled over to stop driving and be like, "What are you doing that now?
What's happening, man? Are you in my car?"
Yeah.
God, I want to keep going on this rascal flat shit after that. But okay, let's yeah. No,
I've had similar stuff happen with electricity. We talked about the place where my daughter was about 2 years old. We mentioned that in the last episode. My daughter was seeing something in the corner of her room. She couldn't tell us that she was 2, but we physically watched her speaking to something in the corner, someone. That same house. In the back part of the house, we had a mudroom basically in the back where the dogs hung out and went out. They had access to get in and out of the house, out to the backyard. The light, the tube lights in the ceiling up there never, ever worked. You'd turn them on, they'd work. They'd come on half the time and flicker at you, do weird stuff. And I'd replace the tubes. I'd replace the ballast. I did everything I could in a rental home, everything I could to make it work. Just finally gave up on it. We're moving out. Turn the light on. Worked fine. From the day we moved in, they worked. From the day we moved in, it worked okay, and then stopped for the next year and a half. It wouldn't. Yeah, exactly. The ghost's like, "Hey, man, bon voyage, get the heck out of here," And the dang lights were working, and they worked for the next several days. We're moving out. When I had a little closet and there was some storage. The dang light came on and stayed on whenever I turned the switch. I'd turn it off, it'd turn off, turn on, turn it back on again. I'm like, son of a gun. What in the world here?
Son of a bitch. Like, what the fuck goes?
I've worked with this freaking light.
What are you doing, man? I mean, what'd I do to you? Exactly. You ever think what I do to you?
Exactly. Why are you picking on me?
Yeah. Goodness sakes.
Yeah. And so far we've talked about like the ways that spirits can interact with electricity, lights, radio signals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But what about people that actually see apparitions with their eyeballs?
Yeah. Getting back to doing stuff in Jacksonville, the one of the places that is open for tours quite frequently, and I'm involved there quite often, is the Beekman house. It's the residence where the Beekman family, one of the richest families at the time, and the banker of the town had lived. We've gotten a medium, a spirit medium, a psychic, however you want to refer to her. I don't know her myself, but from the stories, she's walked in and seen Mrs. Beekman literally on the staircase right there, seen Mr. Beekman upstairs as a grumpy old man.
What is it functioning as right now?
It's a museum.
Okay.
They were the only family to live in this home. They built it in 1873. He passed away in 1915, and then Mrs. Beekman, she passed away in 1935, I think. And then the kids boarded the house up. They both lived. They had 2 children. They never married, never had any grandkids hanging around. They did have a second daughter, a third child that passed away about 3 weeks before her 6th birthday. She got scarlet fever around 1873, shortly after the home was built. Mrs. Beekman was known to have gone into a deep depression at that point. In the Victorian era, women, there was a year-long mourning period where you wore black and shades of black. She continued that to the end of her life. She mourned the death of her daughter Lydia for the rest of her life until the 1930s when she passed away. She's been seen wearing a black dress on the stairs, looking quite solemn. One of the last tours I did out there, I was in the living or the common area, the living room, the family would have been the family room. It was Christmas time. We were out there. And one of the very last tours I did, the group before me, I was the second to last portion of the house. There's different docents stationed around the home. They went from my room into the kitchen, then out the door and exited the place. So I'd had a woman, the last tour of the day had come through and they passed along into the kitchen. Well, she heard me. One of the girls upstairs is a local in Jacksonville. So I was telling her about some of the places I know of that are haunted. She's a younger 16-year-old girl, I think. And telling her about some of the places out that she might want to look into. And this woman heard me and come running back and says, "Hey, you're talking about ghosts?" And like, "Yeah, come on, join our conversation." And turns out she's an investigator. She actually run around with a friend of mine who was an investigator. I didn't know him as an investigator. I knew him at different areas, but I know him now as that. He's left town now, but she had been on with him for quite a while investigating. So, and then she told us, when I came from the front room through here up the stairs to the bedroom, I felt a sadness on the stairs. All I could do was look at the woman, Carolyn, who runs all this, and said, "Carolyn, it's a stairwell again. Not this Carolyn, but different Carolyn."
There's only a few of us.
Only a few Carolyns around, but Carolyn she's our coordinator. She's the president, I believe, of Historic Jacksonville. I looked right at her and said, "It's the staircase again." And this lady, I haven't talked to her specifically. We're friends on Facebook now. I just keep meaning to reach out to her, but she felt that presence, that sadness. I felt the sadness. Well, we know that Mrs. Beekman's there, and we know she was pretty sad for the last 60 years of her life. You know, kind of cool.
That's amazing.
I wonder what the staircase signifies.
Well, what we've been told by the psychic of this home particularly is, and we don't tout it as a haunted home. Just to be clear,
it's historic.
It's historic. It's a historic home. We do talk about it at Halloween time. I was out there for the Victorian mourning customs. We talk about those, how the Victorians dealt with death and whatnot in their day. So during that, we do talk about the spirits in the home at that one tour, but it is a haunted home. But so we know Mrs. Beekman was quite proud of her home. Today, she's not so excited that people are touring through her house, groups of 8 throughout.
Imagine why not? Day. She probably doesn't have to spread out,
exactly.
And she hasn't,
the food in the dining room, in the kitchen, the dining room is set up for a meal, but it's all plastic. That's not her stuff. It doesn't smell good to her if she can smell. But she may not be so excited that people are touring through her house, 8 people at a time, from noon to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. But then again, she's also, we've been told that she's quite excited that we are showing off her home, that her home has not been remodeled, that no one else has lived in this home. It's still their furnishings.
And that is like the stairwell, I guess, is like keeping an eye.
Yeah. So she's hanging out in her safe spot upstairs. Mm-hmm. Again, evidence. A while back, I was up there for a Christmas time tour, and I was in the master bedroom. Well, there's a room off the master bedroom we don't tour people through. It's the trunk room, we call it. It's where their luggage is at. They were travelers. These folks were frugal, very frugal. They had a lot of money, but they were very frugal. You didn't see it. And their house is not a mansion. It's not a really decorative place. It's a really functional home.
That's how they got rich.
They save their money, but they travel.
Right.
They probably would be a mention to most of us these days.
Yep.
They knew how they like to travel and go to Europe, go to the World's Fair in New York, different places that we know of. So in this back room where the trunks are at, their luggage is where we kept our coats and our snacks and whatnot for the day while we were there. Well, I had an audio recorder. I was up there for 2 or 3 weekends in a row. So I had my audio recorder going on in that back room there. And you could hear the door as I'd open the door. I didn't want I would announce myself. It's just Mike coming in. If anyone's here, it's just Mike getting a drink.
Is that like
and you hear the door
regular
close.
Standard procedure when you do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're recording, because it's an audio. So you want to,
I mean, even if it wasn't audio, do you do that when you investigate anything?
Absolutely.
Like okay.
I try and keep it cordial.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I don't want to piss off any ghosts, but I'm invading their space.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when me and my guys are up in there, my buddies.
You don't do the old Budweiser. What's up?
Yeah,
what's up?
No. Okay. There's a TV show where they do that and they scream and yell and run around and act like imbeciles. I tell my guys, we're never going to do that. Please don't do that.
Because it's probably not real. They're the fakes, right?
They're the guys.
They may be the fakes.
The one guy I'm talking about has a museum in Vegas and he's a showman. He's a real showman. We'll just say that. I don't watch his show too often. I'm not too thrilled with all that stuff. They go to some cool places. But
there's probably also an element of respect.
Absolutely. I don't want to be pushed down the stairs. Sure, touch my shoulder if I'm going down. I'm open to that, but don't shove me. I mean, that might be upsetting. But yeah, I mean, and don't come follow me home. You know, don't make my car not start when I got to leave.
Yeah.
But
go ahead and continue.
But that audio recorder, I had it in there for 4.5 hours. 2 or 3 days, 2 or 3 weekends in a row. And I finally listened through it. Well, nothing, you can hear me enter the room, other people enter the room and walking around. But after you hear that door closed at one point, there's 4 or 5. You could hear it. The house is carpeted. The entire house. The kitchen is hardwood floors. This particular room, this spare room, which it sits over what would have been their housekeeper cook's room, which again is carpeted for one. 2, no one goes in there. The door's open. You can lean into the doorway a little bit, look around the room. It's real plain, a bed, and there's a piano and stuff in there, but no one goes into that room. So there's no way there's going to be footsteps knocking on the floor. I heard, and I'm wearing socks, literally with blue hospital booties over them. So everyone's wearing booties. We're on carpets. So you can hear 4 or 5 footsteps almost circling on the hardwood floor in this unfinished room right there in between the doors opening at one point. I caught those. No voices or anything, but that's going on. I know there's nothing below us. There's nothing. This is upstairs. There's no one in the room below because it's no one's allowed in there. You can look in there, but you can't walk in. But I've got captured footsteps right there. I believe it was Mrs. Beekman again. People are in my home. I don't like them. I didn't invite them. This isn't the way we did things in my time. I'm going to hide out in this other room over here because this dude in a suit jacket is big. I'm a large bald guy. So there's large bald guys in the other room here talking about my life, showing off my bed and my furnishings and talking about things. And he's really excited about Santa Claus. Who is this dude? So she's hanging out in the next room. I'm almost positive I caught her footsteps. You could hear shoes, hard shoes on the wood floor there. It's kind of neat.
So, and that was during the holiday one?
During the Christmas tour a couple years ago. Well, a year ago.
Question. And then you mentioned like the mourning ritual is around Halloween. Is that for like All Souls, or like why the timing of that?
Yeah. It just fits that time frame. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, we talk a lot about the Victorian era. Jacksonville was built in the Victorian era. Queen Victoria was queen at the time of England. So they call that era the Victorian era. A lot of stuff, it was not only the industrial revolution, things were changing rapidly and science was developing, but they did things their own way. I mean, those guys like to, I talked about mirrors last episode. I'm not a real fan of mirrors for my own reasons. They would cover mirrors in a black crepe. They did a lot of weird stuff. To what we see as weird. You go to museum stuff, we had some pieces in there, some jewelry. The Victorians like to take hair. Grandma passed away, you take a lock of her hair. I'm not sure how much hair you'd cut off, but they would take locks of hair and they would weave it and wind it and make jewelry or make a shadow box type.
Kind of like Native Americans did.
Yes.
Back.
And the Victorians took it to a whole new level. Wow. They would take hair and wind it.
That's interesting. Let's circle back to
that. Yeah, for sure. They would take and they would add elements of nature in there, little acorns or pieces of gold or whatever, just different stuff along with this. And it would be like a watch fob or earrings, or we have one that's an anchor with a cross built into it. That's a larger piece. And the larger the family, the more generations of family, the more you add on to these pieces. So there's some in museums in Rogue River. There's some in the museums there that are multi-generations of these pieces of hair that people have taken and added on to this shadow box piece that they'd hang on the wall. That was 5 generations of family that they put these things together. I don't think anybody does it anymore. It's kind of creepy now, but
That's cool. It's like a family tree, but you also have your DNA evidence in case you ever need to be involved in a crime.
Or homicide. They didn't realize the time that science was going to show DNA 100 years later.
That was the original 23andMe, actually.
Real quick. I mean, is there any relatives left to this day?
So the Beekman, likely, I'm not certain. I know the Beekmans themselves, Caroline and Ben, were the 2 living children that lived into their elder years. Neither ever married, neither had children. And they both grew up in Portland. They lived in Portland for many years after. And
so the lineage is stopped.
Lineage for that particular pod of the Beekmans stopped. There are Beekmans in the valley. I don't know the relation. I know that Mrs. Beekman, her family lived in the area and married into other families. There was her sister married into David Lynn. He was the furniture maker, cabinet coffin maker. He was a contractor. Most of the wooden structures. Convenient? She married this gentleman. Well, he built a lot of the Beekman Bank. If you go in the Beekman Bank, there's bars across the counter. They're wood. If you look at them, they're wooden bars. They're not steel, and they weren't concerned really. I'm sure at some point he had a firearm of some sort under the counter. Who knows? It's not there today. But yeah, her sister married into his family. I don't know about their children, what they had. I don't know their history. I know his history of town and whatnot. But yeah, there was I know his family's still back east somewhere, I believe. I think Mr. Beekman came from upstate New York. He was of the Pennsylvania Dutch, we say.
Yeah.
But he's from that upstate New York area up there. I think he's still got some family up there.
They're called
family
Amish.
Lineage. Yeah,
But hey, I do want to ask you a question real quick and going a little bit off, but I kind of mentioned Native Americans. And they're really believers in this stuff. Have you ever thought about venturing off into doing like Native American
I would
stuff?
And I've got several friends that for their religion, what they follow is more or less the Native American way of seeing things. They worship nature. They'll worship, the beings that are of nature. I'm not too familiar with that myself, but I have friends that are really into that versus, God and Jesus and whatnot. They believe in that, but that's not what I worship. I'm kind of into nature kind of thing. But yeah, and I've actually got another friend had pictures, game cam pictures from out in Lake Creek area of, I believe it's a deer. I think there's a deer in the picture. It's on my Facebook somewhere. And there's you can see in the background a figure. And if you look closely enough, and someone's actually circled it at one point, it looks like a Native American standing there. It's a dark black and white photo. It's a night vision kind of camera, but it caught the deer sitting there in front of the camera. Then off to the corners, what could have very well been a Native American.
That's pretty crazy.
I like to think it's a Native American. Someone else will look at it and say that's just a shadow of a tree. I think it was Native American standing there out in Lake Creek. Yeah.
Wow.
Neat.
I grew up in Eagle Point. We would find like obsidian arrowheads as kids.
Yeah. All that stuff's still out there.
I'm from Oklahoma.
Illegal to pick up these days.
Geez, that's 5 civilized tribes, man, in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I just think that it's really interesting to think about, the ways that different cultures think about their dead and how they might observe them or how they manifest in the afterlife. And for at least a few Native American tribes, your loved ones might return as animals.
Oh, yeah.
And so you wouldn't hear them like walking around at night. Like that's just not how they're going to manifest.
Yeah.
It may be like a hawk or a coyote that visits you.
That owl that's up in the tree all the time, making his who at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know the Cherokees didn't like owls.
Oh, really?
Huh.
No.
Oh, wow.
No.
Was that a harbinger of something?
I don't know, because I had a friend in Kansas, and she was a Cherokee, and we were checking out owls. She goes, nope. Oh, nope.
Wow,
and
cool.
she was like, no, owls are like pass.
Nice.
Hard, full pass.
That's.
I wonder the reasoning.
I don't know.
That.
I don't know if they thought it was
report back.
Yeah, for sure. I'll figure that out.
Yeah. Try to work on that one, will you?
Yeah, that's cool.
Speak to whomever that was in their tribe.
Yeah.
Rather than asking the white man.
Yeah, they might.
But I'm gonna ask the white man that has a genuine interest in learning why than the one that just says, they used to do that.
Well, this white man doesn't have a scalp.
Yeah.
So that's good. That's
no
good
hair. I got no hair in my head for them to come after. Not that
No, but
I do. 23andMe says I've got a sliver of Native American. Whether take it or not,
that's
I think we all
right
pretty much do.
Bada bing. So,
but yeah, for sure. I that's a question for a particular friend of mine that's into the spiritual side of things. He's a German gentleman, and he's got a owl. Owls are his thing, and he has an owl tattooed on the inside of his forearm. That's his kind of his animal spirit. I'll ask him if he knows about that. Maybe he'll bring some light to his own.
I don't even know if it's true or not. She told me it was, so I had to believe.
See, she
was Cherokee Indian, so I had to believe her.
Oh yeah,
obviously.
and we're only talking about North America, right? And then we cruise on down to South America, and their religious orientations or spiritual orientations. Then you bop over into the Middle East, and you got India and Asian cultures, right? Like across the world, people have developed beliefs and understandings about death, dying, the afterlife. And so it's just interesting to think about, what we identify with here in North America, and, think about what other people experience too when they consider like supernatural experiences or
because we're not be all end all here.
Oh heck no.
We're not be all end all here.
Again, like we mentioned earlier, this is all about me.
Yeah, sure.
It's this is what we believe as a culture, as a subgroup of our own selves. I mean, gosh, the world over. I mean, reincarnation, that's something else. That's its own podcast. I mean, think about that's a big thing in a lot of Eastern cultures, I want to say. I don't know. I'm thinking so.
Maybe. I never really thought about it. Reincarnation.
Primarily like
it's always been
Buddhism.
It's always been like a joke.
Hinduism.
Hey, if I die, I want, My luck, I'd be reincarnated as a dandelion weed.
Or a bicycle seat or something.
Or a bicycle seat.
A bicycle seat?
Yeah. Right. Or a toilet seat. Yeah.
A non-living thing, an item?
There you go.
Oh, a woman's bicycle. Oh, yeah. That would be all right.
Sorry, I don't get it.
Yeah. But my luck, I would be reincarnated as a toilet seat in a gay bar.
I don't think you get reincarnated as non-living things.
Sorry, Mike.
Just throwing that out there.
A toilet seat and not a urinal? What's the difference?
Same difference.
You're getting pissed on or crapped on,
Yeah.
Yeah. Or I'd be reincarnated as one of those carpets that you put in front of your toilet, everybody does that, and then it's like basically a piss catcher.
Maybe you were the carpet that was on the toilet seat. Sometimes toilet seats have those covers, the shag seat.
Yes, your grandma's toilet seat.
So gross.
Or I'd be or a bidet.
But again, I don't think reincarnation happens with non-living things.
If you're going to go that route, maybe you weren't the nicest guy on earth, and
well, then that's
your higher spirits was
I'm pretty much relegated to that then.
Maybe you're a bug on the carpet.
Anything you could think of, that's going to be a shitty piece of shit or whatever. Then that's probably what I'm going to become.
A dung beetle.
A dung beetle.
There you go. You're moving shit all day long.
I'm going to be reincarnated as a glove for a person that giving a prostate exam. So it's everything, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, it's going to be or a.
Your luck is you're going to come back as the man that's wearing the glove.
I'm going to be coming back as the man who mops the floor at a peep show, or at an adult theater.
You're the wall scrubber.
The wall scrubber. Yeah. Okay. Let's move on.
Yeah, I'm not sure how we got here.
It went dark and ugly.
Because I always do that shit. Sorry, man. Let's get back. Okay, I want to get back more of the, because you got the equipment going.
Yeah.
And that Beekman house story, man, man, that's pretty crazy.
It's going out there.
But I want to hear more about how you use that equipment in your own house, and not a known haunted place.
So
how you use that in your own life.
So back to an investigation I did some time ago. We talked earlier about spirits needing energy, right? So I still have a newer video camera that I had set up in that attic space in that apartment up above this restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
And I got upstairs twice. Carbonated beverages are getting to me, but the initial trip upstairs, I was with a person that was just off the wall, acting strange. I just met her that night and she was acting off the wall. And I was like, okay, I took her back downstairs, dropped her off, grabbed a couple more people, came back up. Took about 15 minutes in between. The whole time I got my video recorder going on. It's got a 2-hour battery, brand new camera, brand new batteries. And looking at the video of it initially, I couldn't get it to record. I wasn't used to how it works. It was being weird, taking weird pictures of things. It'll do camera stuff too, as well as video. But I came back up and it was on for a couple of minutes when we came back up and then just turned off. The battery was dead. And I was like, all right, cool, whatever. And watching the audio later, it lasted about a half hour, a 2-hour battery, which I've played with at other places, other times, and it works fine. 2 hours, you get about 2 hours and 20 minutes sometimes, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
It lasted about 25, 30 minutes and it died. In the meantime, while we weren't up there, when I was transitioning between groups, bringing another couple with, literally a husband and wife up there with me, in between, all of a sudden, I'm watching through all this, and there's dust bunnies everywhere. There's little, you can see what people might call orbs. A couple of them went up, acted weird, come up from the right to the left, and then go up straight up and do weird stuff like that. Again, probably just dust. I didn't picture any of that stuff being a ghost, being spirity or nothing. But I did, in between all that stuff happening, you can hear 3 taps on a window. And there's a window, the camera's facing a window, turned on facing a window, and there's another window off to the right. Where this room sits, the windows, I'd say, are 15, 16 feet off the ground. There's no deck leading up to them. There's nothing, no way a person could be standing there tapping on a window with their finger. But I got 3 distinct taps on audio of that video right there. It's all I got on that whole 25, 30 minutes of video was 3 taps and us walking around the room being goofy.
Wow.
You know, I was like, oh, that's cool. That's something. You know, I recorded it. That's part of my notes, you know, but the upstairs there, I was getting a lot of cool stuff happening up there. Later on that night, my son-in-law and my son-in-law runs around me sometimes now. We were sitting in downstairs again in the dining room, off to the end of the dining room of this place. They call it the soda room. It's set up like a soda fountain almost. And we're sitting there and we're right off the Rogue River. So we're watching the water. It's about 12:30 at night. And it was almost a full moon. So we're watching the moon hit the water, and it would just look cool. As where the moon was hitting, there was a piece of wood, a branch sticking out of the water right there. So he's looking like, is that somebody in the water there? I'm like, that's a branch, man. It's you're looking. It's called agoraphobia. You're making faces out of things. But we're watching that, and then I start talking to the spirits that built the place. This couple that had built the place initially, and then came back and ran it for quite a few years at some point. And they have at least one son that's still alive. And I'd reached out to him before the investigation, said, "Hey, we're going to go do this. I'd like to talk to you and interview you about your folks." And this was all through Facebook Messenger. I knew him, but we don't know each other. Just seen him around. He owned a bar here in town, and he kind of blew me off. I was like, okay, this guy doesn't think I'm real. Doesn't want to talk to me. That's okay. I'm not pushy. So I'm talking about him, and I start getting answers to that K2 meter we initially talked about. So there's 5 lights on there. I'd taken that meter around the entire area to make sure there's nothing electrical around there that's going to trip this device. So it's clean. And I'm just sitting there, and it's literally just not acting up at all. I'd ask specific questions about him. Was this kid a good kid growing up? And it lit all the way up. All the bars came up like I'm standing in front of a microwave that's turned on. It's lit up. Like, okay, great, thank you. And it goes back to 1 light from the 5. Was this kid a rough kid growing up? Was he a mean bully kid? I'd get 1 or 2 lights. I said, okay, so you're telling me he was a good kid. To reiterate, it lit up again. I feel like I was getting full on yes and no answers. I'd say something and I believe I was talking to his mother. I'm almost positive. And it was great. I was getting full on answers with that. And again, my video camera, it's behind me in the next room filming just basically my back. So it caught none of it. Didn't have the device I have today, the spirit box I have today. So I had my phone with a phone app going on. So I wasn't recording this video wise. I had the spirit box going on. It's just like this white noise that goes on, and you can sometimes hear something pop off. And I did have my audio recorder there, so I could hear me talking. I didn't catch any other voices, any other voices from the spirits. Just me and my son-in-law going, "That's really cool." And something else that happened with that audio, that app on my phone several times now. Okay, we're going to end the session now. We're going to leave everything alone. Okay. Pops off through that app. I've had that happen multiple times. At cemeteries, at this investigation, other places I've been messing around trying to talk to spirits. I've had that. I'll get come across and like, okay, we're good. Get the heck away from us now. But now I have another device I can take with me with an external speaker, and I can hook headphones to it if I want to. And I'm getting more upgraded as time goes on. I get more stuff, buy myself a Christmas present here and there.
Well, and you're still talking about the restaurant, right?
Yeah. Back to the restaurant. That was the biggest investigation I've done.
Yeah, real quick question. And it's going to sound flippant, but it's not. I mean, so you have a spirit like myself who likes to fuck with people.
Oh yeah.
You get you're like, hey, oh look, here comes Mike. Let's fuck with him. Let's fuck with him for a minute, and that's you think that happens?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've seen, not myself, but I've seen other videos and shows and things where a spirit's doing that. You get a spirit that's cussing into the microphone or into the onto the audio recorder.
You got this real life right now.
Things,
Excuse him, what?
Calling things. I mean, you get stuff like that happens. Yeah. I mean,
that's into my EMF reader.
It could be a spirit that's 100 years old. It could be a spirit that died, 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. You never know what you're talking to. And there's a lot of places that are more energized than others. I mean, I've been to a couple of restaurants and investigated. Seems like a lot of stuff going on. You talk to people that work in restaurants. They're always telling about things that happen in the restaurant.
And lots of upstairs areas of restaurants.
Yeah. Above, the restaurants are charged.
With that one, it's on the river. So there's enough of other activity going on, all of
Are you talking about throwing a dead body in the river, like murder?
No, I'm meaning more that just like a lot of bodies probably have
Bodies
died
of
in that
water.
river, and then it's in water, and water is fluid. And I mean, I spent many years in that restaurant, so I know.
The moving water is known. Again, they use water for hydroelectricity, moving generators, making things work.
And water's fluid, and one of the few things that can seep through mostly anything. Where they say like, oh, this is sunproof. If water can go through it, it's not really sunproof. Like that's just water molecules can transcend a lot of things.
And a lot of times, if you have spiritual presence of some sort, there's could be running water nearby. That's a sign. If there's running water and the spirit, they kind of go together. A lot of times that's pointed out. That water, for whatever reason, creates its own.
What if you grew up in a cornfield?
Well, then you're really fucked up.
There might also be dead bodies in the cornfield.
Dead bodies out there.
There could be spirits still.
Does that mean that like your spirit's kind of doomed to not be heard?
No, there has to be water.
There
has to be water in the field for corn to grow.
And somebody's out there cutting down the cornfield. Yeah. Somebody's out there maybe hand picking corn versus using the combine, and there something happens. That corn just got thrown from 10 feet away, hit the windshield of my combine. Something did that. I'm going to go out there and investigate it. He's going to tell his buddies, the next week or two, he's going to tell his buddies. It's going to come back to me. You don't want to fuck with
cornfields, man, because cornfields can get a little crazy.
Mm-hmm. Haven't you seen some scary movies?
Yeah.
There's a whole series. Isn't that Children of the Corn?
Yeah.
Children of the Corn.
I grew up with that.
Because there's no visibility, and that's very uncomfortable when you're trying to flee danger. To not know
well, then you shouldn't be in a cornfield.
No, you shouldn't.
You can't see where you're going.
And for God's sakes, don't run in a cotton field, because I did that when I was a kid. God dang, man, those things will rip you to shreds.
Whoops, those are different.
So it's not even part of the show. But damn, don't run through a cotton field.
There are probably
left some DNA behind, did you?
Yeah, way big. Yeah. No, that's no.
So
you had a question for me before we started.
Do you think that one was about the Ouija board, and we can circle back to that. But really quickly, I mean, do you think that other people can become amateur, paranormal investigators by like using their iPhone or whatever technology they have at their home to talk to spirits or like investigate their own homes and talk to their family members? Or do you think that it really takes like a degree of expertise?
Oh, no. I mean...
Fantastic.
I'm going to say no. Others are going to say these apps are ridiculous. Why would you bother downloading a phone app? I mean, your phones, there's many computers. There's a lot of stuff in your phone. Can tell you what direction you're pointing. Your phone can tell you what your heartbeat is. If you put the right app in there, right? Why wouldn't it be able to pick up energies or something around you, or someone communicate through it? So yeah, I'm down with the apps, and the apps that I find. I've researched on. You go into Google and say, hey, what phone apps do people like to use?
Well, what if you just opened up like voice recorder and you're like, hey, granddad, are you here? And how are you doing? Yeah, I'm talking to you and I'm listening. Yeah. I mean, could you just use something as simple as that?
Absolutely,
your voice recorder.
I've tried and nothing's happened for me. And again, I mean, I've had nothing happen with a physical audio recorder. But. It all depends on what the ghost wants to do, what the spirit wants to do, if they want to talk to you. If it is your grandfather or uncle and he's close to you and he is hanging out, he's not, back in Oklahoma hanging out where he grew up as a kid, I mean, who knows?
I know you were asking too, because one of the questions that you wanted to ask before we started this show was animals. Didn't you? You want to say, with animal spirits and stuff like that you were saying before? Am I wrong?
Oh, yeah.
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 And Mike said, there's animal spirits.
Why not? I mean,
besides the deer that was in the cam.
Yeah. I mean, who's to say it's not? I mean, you see a coyote running across an open field. Is that a physical? I'm not going to go up and be able to catch that coyote to touch him to see if he's real. It could very well be a spirit coyote running across there. What do I know? I mean, it could be, I mean, why wouldn't there be?
Yeah. So, I mean, with that said, do you think there can be like little ant spirits? Like a little trail of ant spirits?
Well, yeah, Jeffy's going to come back as a dung beetle.
Yeah. That's right.
Because now we're kind of getting into the territory of reincarnation again.
I mean, yeah, there very well could be. Why not? I mean, again, I think the way I look at it, if I come back as a spirit when I pass away 30 years from now, I'm a human with my
Are you
own.
Predicting your own death?
I think I might live to my 80s if I'm lucky.
Good job. Yeah, that's
that'd be awesome.
These days.
I'd take 30 years from now.
Specific.
I take vitamins. I don't drink.
I take 30 years from now. I'm 37.
Did one of your ghost friends tell you?
I'd take 30 minutes from now. It's not 30 years. But
Let me finish the show. But yeah, I mean, I think as a human, humans have that the want to communicate and show themselves. Maybe an ant is social enough to want to be around other humans or other ants. Yeah, I don't know.
He could move a rubber tree plant.
Yeah.
As the legend says.
I mean, that's a lot deeper than what I like to think. But yeah, I mean, I'm open. I am, like I've said many times, I'm open-minded. I'm okay with the idea of it, you know.
Should we talk real quick about a Ouija board?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay,
what do you know about a Ouija board?
Like
curling,
like fifth grade sleepover style, so not much. Yeah.
So when you're little and you're not as, I don't like Ouija boards. The idea of them.
Yeah, I just think that, well, and I think from my little middle school experience with them or high school even, it's like you can skew it to whatever you want to.
Yep.
And then also, if it's not that, then you could like really get into some weird stuff. So I don't know. I'd rather just not.
They say you can open a portal. You're opening a portal, but then if you don't know how to close that portal, but then as a child playing with a Ouija board, or you're just messing around. You're not intensive. We're not
intentionally. No, yeah, you're just trying to see who pulls the thing faster, so you spell out whatever word. You know, like so. Yeah. No, I feel like
that's what me and my brother did growing up.
Seen
we played with one.
Been around them.
You know.
Oh, no wonder you're talking to ghosts ever since. You didn't. You feel like
you opened the portal as a child.
Yeah.
I'm positive I'm positive my brother was pushing it. He's positive I was pushing it.
Yeah.
You know, and then I had that Ouija board later on in life. I got a hold of it again, and I got rid of it. I had it at a yard sale where this other antique stuff was sold to somebody else. I had a gentleman walk up, and I was careful about it. I was watching people that walked up to it, like, okay, Ouija board, and literally.
That's that's like a interesting thing at a yard sale.
Just light it on fire.
I think that also could be really bad.
It was from the 60s. It was it was my mom's.
Oh, no.
It was
vintage.
It was. I think it was Parker Brothers.
But also, I think it could be like bad juju.
Yeah, you don't want to. Again, a portal. I don't know how to close a portal. I'm not going to try and open a portal. There's equipment you can use that literally put energy in the air. EMF pump, what they call them. I'm not so thrilled about using one of those. I don't own one. I don't want to own one.
So what do you think about the Ouija board? Huh? You're the one that brought it up, Carolyn. I mean, Krista.
Carolyn 2.0.
Carolyn 2.0.
Sisters.
Yeah, sisters. Okay, did you use one and believe in those things?
No, like I was saying earlier, my mom always told me, she was like, look both ways before you cross the street.
Mm-hmm.
You say please and thank you, and you never use a Ouija board.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't know what her experience was when she was young, but for some reason she was scared as hell. And she was like, you don't mess around with that at parties with your friends. Don't bring one into this house. No, thank you.
Because I bought one for my daughter when she was in probably junior high, maybe.
That was about the time.
I'm not a big believer in the Ouija boards.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a little bit of far.
Well, you know, Ouija.
Fetched.
The actual Ouija board, OUJAI, whatever.
Yeah.
That term, I'm not sure exactly the history of it. That term was developed for the commercialized versions. The witch board, spirit board, whatever you want to call it, has been around, been used for years, centuries. My understanding. I've looked into them. I don't like them, but I'm going to look into them. I don't like clowns either. I'll be around them. But
no, thank you.
The idea of it.
Just say no.
Yeah, it was developed. I mean, thought of and used for centuries for different things. I mean, Salem witch trials. There's probably somebody knuckleheading around with one, something like that.
Yeah,
the one I had, I literally had it at a garage sale. Wasn't intending on selling it. I just wanted to get rid of it because my wife was not down with it. Why did you bring that home from? We found it in Grandma's garage and we were moving her out. She was a bit of a hoarder. She never threw stuff away. And this was still there. I remembered it when I was a child. Now I'm a grown man. I'm like, hey, I need to bring this home.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, God, why'd you do that? I stayed in the garage for a couple of years. I'm sitting there and I'm watching this guy, this older guy. He's probably my age now. It's many years ago. He walked up and he's grabbing this thing. He's all smiles. He looks at me and I'm like, do you want that? And he goes, yeah, how much do you want? I said, I'll give it to you.
Yeah, I actually,
I didn't
please
pay
just
for
take it.
It's yours. What are you going to do with this thing?
Yeah, never come back to my neighborhood again.
You just go. I'd seen the guy around. I've seen him store. I haven't seen him in years, but I saw him around. But his idea, his plan, he told me, I plan on taking this thing out in the woods and just leaving it set up in front of a tree. And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to freak somebody out. He was excited to go scare somebody with it. I'm like, have at it. I hope I don't find that thing in the woods and I'm hunting. I don't hunt anymore, but I used to back then. I was like,
and whoever finds it, good luck.
Yeah, so we would like use them to like, hey, with a girl, hey, will you go out with me? Oh, why? Oh, she has to go out with me now.
Oh, so maybe next week I'm on my period right now.
And then right next to that was the magic 8-ball.
Oh yeah, shake the heck out of thing.
Shake the magic 8-ball. Is she gonna go at me? Yes, definitely.
Ask again later.
Yes. Yeah, that's what it was.
Definitely not.
Yeah. And then,
approximately 5 to 7 days later.
They're like, okay, will this girl go out
Better
with me?
luck next time.
I'm shaking that magic 8-ball and it says, fuck off.
Time's up.
Time's up, idiot. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, again, it's. I don't want to particularly take that up, but then you go into any Walmart sells them, for crying out loud. You walk into Walmart at Halloween time, and here's a Ouija board.
Well, here's the thing.
Towel.
I got to push you on this a little bit, okay? Because you're talking about being open to all kinds of different forms of technology to communicate with the dead.
Yeah.
But you're saying this one piece of technology, the most time withstanding. That's a hard no for you.
He said he wasn't fuck with it.
But I would say,
but explain that further.
But you can be open to it and be okay with not wanting to engage with it.
With knowing what it, and being open, you can play with it all you want. But from what I've researched on it, you're opening a portal with that device. I don't think I'm going to be opening a portal with an audio recorder saying talking. I'm not physically.
That's the difference. Okay.
I'm physical. If you're there, speak into this device. This will already green light.
Aren't you inviting whomever is present though in the same way?
Yeah, somewhat. Yes, I thought of that too.
Similar way.
And
well, like, whomever is there, come and please speak to me and engage with me. How is that different from a Ouija board than, whatever the other technology?
Oh, that's another line of that's a different question. No, I like what you're getting at.
And this is just, I'm just playing devil's advocate.
No, that's great. What I do in these cases, because some people don't believe in spirits, right? They know there's stuff out there, but that's not a ghost. That's not a human. We'll just say that. It could very well be something evil, something else out there that has other intentions. Trying to date a chick. Yeah, don't you? Yeah, you're asking.
I think that's even worse than that.
That's gonna be the crazy one that comes out.
They narrowly avoided him.
Yeah, of course.
I am a Christian. I do pray for guidance and protection when I walk into an investigation. I also pray for guidance and protection when I leave. Nothing follows me home. Not only that, I like talismans, right? My father, he passed away some time ago. Never talked to my dad about ghosts. He had his own thing going on. He wasn't a real religious guy, but for whatever reason, for years, he wore various crucifix. He'd wear a crucifix, and he had his gold crucifix. When he passed away, the one he was wearing at that point was his gold crucifix. My dad was a tough guy. He was a Vietnam vet, truck driver. I mean, later on in life, he was a tough guy. And I learned to be less tough, but still hold my own ground with him, especially. But with that, my old man's gone now. I'm pretty sure I've talked to him in dream before too. It's kind of cool how that all worked out. But I wear that crucifix and that little gold chain. I can't fit it over my head, but I can tie it on and it sits. I'm not wearing it today. I wear it literally. I'm wearing St. Christopher now. I'll wear this everywhere I go. But I'll put that crucifix on as well. Not only do I have my St. Christopher to keep me safe, my old man's there. He's dead just like you. Don't mess with me because he'll take you out. He's a mean son of a bitch. He's meaner than I am. He's not quite as big and ugly looking, but he had hair. He had a good looking head of hair. I didn't get hair from him. I got hair from the other side of the family. But I carry that specifically for that. Dad, you're with me. You're protecting me. You got my back. That's the way I feel.
Let's kick ass.
I think it works. Nothing's followed me home I know of. My wife is not down with me doing this too often. Her biggest thing is bringing something home.
Right.
She's seen the TV shows and the TV shows, the movies. That's all opinions. That's movies are their own thing, but like paranormal investigative shows.
The one's trying to be reality.
Yeah, the reality stuff. I mean, she sees that and she's going to pick up on the worst part of it all. She doesn't want to. That's what scares her is that worst thing that this person has something, this Hollywood figure is talking about when they were 20 years old, living in an apartment.
So you're saying you don't have a concern about bringing something home when you're out here?
I do, but I trust.
These investigations
I trust in my prayer
and dancing with the Beekman woman and.
But you've got
balcony.
You've got a good process going.
Yeah, I stay pleasant. I stay friendly. I keep things light. I don't bring up, hey, you were murdered here. You want to tell me about that?
Well, can you?
It's intent.
I mean, could you imagine how that could be appealing to a woman that's been sullen?
I imagine.
And like haunting this house for a long time. Maybe I want to come home with this man who's like pleasant and agreeable.
She doesn't want to leave her home.
Yeah. The old man upstairs is grumpy. I don't want to be here. This guy's happy to be here.
I want to go to his house.
Yeah.
It's not her house.
If she's there, she's quiet. I haven't heard her banging around. My dogs haven't noticed her.
Maybe she's bored by now. I don't know.
She's pretty happy where she's at.
Protective.
From my understanding.
Yeah.
She built that home. I mean, helped build that home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would want to hitchhike if I was her.
Oh, yeah. I mean, astral project somewhere. There's things I want to go to Ireland.
I'm hitchhiking somewhere else. I've been here long enough.
Where's she going?
Yeah. I gotta go see the world now.
Y'all have anything else for Mike?
A lot more, but we probably need to have a third show.
We probably will.
We need some tools here.
Come back to it. I'll bring. I was thinking about this morning. I was like, I should pack a couple things up, and then I didn't. But definitely, we do this again.
We'll do it again.
I'll bring some stuff. I'll show you some things.
We'll have him bring some tools, and even though it's not a video show, he can explain it to us enough. We can describe it.
And in the meantime, we didn't talk about it earlier. I do have a Facebook page for my group specifically.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
It's Southern Oregon Searchers, is what it's under. I have some of the equipment I use. There's if you go far enough back, there's a spot where I did a video when I first opened the page a year and a half ago. I did a video of equipment that I like to carry around and different things, and I've added a lot of stuff since then. Took some things out, But yeah, there's Southern Oregon Searchers is what I am.
All right.
On Facebook.
Love to have the follow on
check
Facebook.
It out.
Yeah. You got an email? You want to email? You want anything else? Okay, just that Southern Oregon.
We'll do that for now.
We'll do that for now. Well, thanks, man, for coming in.
Do you have any questions for us?
You guys want to go investigate someday?
Well, yeah.
Nice. I'm working on getting out there. There's a barn out in Phoenix.
As long as
take me back to my old workplace.
Let's do it. I know the owner, the current owner.
If you can guarantee they're not coming home with us, because
there's no guarantee.
I'm not taking anyone home that I don't invite to my house.
So it went from Stan and Tommy to Ray and Joan, and then two guys from California bought it. And I was right at the end of Ray and Joan, and then the guys from California.
That sounds like a country song.
It was Stan and Tommy that I was communicating with, and Stan's sister, Naoma. They built it for Naoma. Naoma lived upstairs, ran it. That was her place. And then when she, for whatever reason, couldn't do it anymore, Stan and Tommy came back after closing their previous restaurant and opened it back up. And I've talked to that son. I actually run into him in public and confirmed with him. I told him what happened, who I was, and what I'd been in this investigation. And I'm pretty sure I was talking to your mom. Told him what I was saying and how the reaction was coming out. He goes, 100%. That was my mother. I ran into him in public. I just randomly saw this guy. I'm like,
I think that's so cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
Well, maybe the two of you are going to meet up with him on the road too.
Yeah. That was in the meantime, job at 16 years old.
We got to sign off here.
Are we signing off now?
Are you signing off?
We are signing off from this
signing off
humble backyard studio.
Wow, Chris is closing the show.
Woo!
What am I missing?
The line is drawn.
You're doing fine. Mike, thanks.
Hey, man. Thanks, guys.
Chris,
I really appreciate it.
That was cool.
Curlin, this is
Sorry,
awesome.
I missed the first
Jeffy,
half.
like I said, Jeffy McJay at Almost Famous Radio podcast.com. And if you have any questions for Mike, I'll relay them to him. And, man, this is fun, dude.
Good times. We'll do it again.
Wasn't it badass? How did you do? What do you think?
I think I did pretty good.
I think you did great.
You guys made it comfortable.
I think it was awesome.
It's great. We'll come back talk about some other
dude. We have a lot to talk about.
I want to know about your perspective on Sasquatch.
Oh, we're gonna be doing
that's the next one. That's the next one.
All right.
You with the Sasquatch, Carolyn? Always with the Sasquatch.
I'm here for it. We're
out.
actually believe that?